Sorry about that, but we are here. Dating with the Bear.
Hey guys! Oh my goodness. This is what happens when you're the IT tech, right? So listen, guys, we're excited for today's show. So we're excited. Today is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes, we're halfway
Hump
through the week.
day.
Yes, hump day. So before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook. Give us a thumbs up and make sure you guys make sure you hit the notification bell, Damien.
Yes, hit the notification bells and subscribe. Very important. Go to YouTube, Dating with the Bear, and subscribe. We need more subscribers, so you guys can help us out with that. Because when we shoot our live streams, we shoot live from TikTok, and everything transfers over to YouTube. So subscribe to YouTube. Make sure you do that.
Yes, yes. So, hey, let's get started. Listen, today we're getting into a very awesome subject. Damon, tell them what we're going to talk about today.
We're going to be going back into my book, The Game Advice. We're going to be talking about chapter 3, which is integrity.
Integrity.
Integrity. Uh, Lena, if you're on here, make a comment so I can see that you're here. Alyssa, if you're on here, make a comment, please. Don't be shy. I won't bite. We won't bite. I want to see if you guys are in here yet.
So, anyway, yeah, David, integrity, right?
Yes.
A very important subject that a lot of people really need to get down. What is integrity?
Man, integrity is the quality of a person when they're being honest and having a strong moral principle, having strong moral principles about themselves. Um, Now, remember, I talk about morals. I'm not the king of morals and everything like that. But I'll say this: one of the most important subjects that I talk about in my book is integrity. It's very important. So when it comes to morals, this is a must of a person's character. If a person does not have integrity, I'm going to go ahead and say that person is not a good person. So that's a person that you can't depend on. If you need them, more than likely you call them. They'll say, "Yeah, man, I'll be there for you. I'll come help you. Change your flat tire." Then you waiting 2 hours later, they still ain't showed up, and then you're trying to call them, they're not answering the phone. That's an integrity issue. If you tell somebody you're going to do something, do it. Or just a simple phone call. If you tell someone, "Hey, listen, I've got a meeting at 12 o'clock noon. I'm going to call you at 2." Okay. Now, if a person doesn't call you at 2 and later on calls you at 6 o'clock, something's wrong with that because you could have at least let that person know that you got caught up doing something that you weren't able to call them at 2 o'clock. Those are integrity issues. And ladies, a lot of you women have some serious integrity issues. I'm just going to lay it out there. I'm just going to be real. I'm a realist. Y'all have some integrity issues. That's something that you want to work on because that means a person can't depend on you. If a person can't depend on you, that means they don't trust you. And if a person doesn't trust you, they're not going to want to be around you. Plain and simple. So, me personally, integrity and loyalty is at the top of my list. What about you, Bear?
Well, I think for me, integrity, it really says everything about rather or not I want to stay in even in a friendship with somebody.
Right.
And if their integrity is out just horrible, I'll tell you what, Dan, I give people one shot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if their integrity sucks, I'm done.
Right.
Like there is no, maybe I'll try again
Yeah.
because your word is everything,
Your word. It's
Damien.
your word.
I always think about, there's times I've moved, Damien, and that person said, "Oh, I'll help you," and you call them, and no one answers the phone. And guess what? Then I got to move the whole thing by
By yourself.
myself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, people with integrity issues, I cut them off because that means, like I said, you can't depend on them, and they're not trustworthy. So, and like I said, this is dealing with morals and principles. So people with no morals, cut them loose. They're no good for you. You don't need to be around people like that because if you get caught up in the jam, more than likely they're not going to be there for you. And if it's a serious jam, I can guarantee you a person that is having the integrity or morals won't be there for you. And that's something that you really need to consider in a relationship or a friendship. Very important, especially in a relationship. Because if you're dating someone and that person, you set a date to go out to eat at what Texas Roadhouse.
Ooh, that's a good place to eat
Right,
too.
right. So you set a date, 8 o'clock, go out to Texas Roadhouse. I get there, woman's not there. Looking at my clock, checking my phone, an hour has passed.
Oh,
She calls me at 8 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. Nope. Bye. No more. I'm done. That right there tells a person that they are not dependable and can't be counted on. And more than likely, 10 times out of 10, that person is not a loyal person. I guarantee
yeah, I thank all you guys for joining and jumping on. Listen, I, I I could barely see as it is, but Damien can see. So listen, guys, if I don't respond to you guys directly, don't think, hey, we're that we don't care, that we just have our laptops a long ways away. So please know we appreciate you guys jumping on and joining us today.
you. Right. Lena, Elisa, are you there? Say hi. I was looking at the comments. Are y'all there? Lena, Elisa.
So let me ask you this, Dan. I mean, I think personally, when it comes to relationships and especially dating, like it's very important if that's something that you are really, that's a value that you have, like being on time,
Hmm.
right? And so you really need to consider that in the aspect and watch someone's integrity. If they're going to be doing this all the time, you can't feel bad if you jump in that relationship and she's always late,
Right.
right? You knew
Right.
that from the very beginning.
Right. 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 In other words, that
And
person's not keeping the word.
yes, and men do it too. Listen, you men out there, you say you're going to be there somewhere at a certain time, be there, right? It's very important because nobody, I know Mama Bear, let me tell you what, Mama Bear does not like to be late,
Right.
right? Like she's a on time point bear.
Right.
Uh, so I've always tried to be considerate. I think that's something too, is be considerate
Of
of
other
that
people.
person's time.
Right. 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 You have to be considerate of another person's time because it's not all about you. You want to be you you want to be that person that if you get caught in a jam, that you have someone, there's some at least one person that you can call on, that you know that no matter what it is, they're going to answer the phone, and whatever kind of help you need, they're going to be there. You need that kind of person in your life. And for the rest of those flunkies, I say get rid of them because what's the purpose of having someone around in your life and you can't depend on them? And like I said before, and I'll say this again, that goes with family too. Cut relatives off. Just because they're blood don't mean that they're good people. So, and a little bit of me, I used to be, when I was younger, I was very bad with integrity and keeping my word. I was very, because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how people people of means, people of good character, if they were to happen to be around someone like that didn't keep their word, they look down upon you. And I never understood why. I didn't learn that until I got older about how important integrity was. Because I had people that I thought I could depend on, and they said they would do this, they would do that. But then I'd call them, like you said, to help move. Wouldn't hear, they wouldn't answer the phone, wouldn't hear from them.
Right, right.
And in most cases, I wouldn't hear from them for like another week and a half, 2 weeks. So, you know, I think that comes with wisdom, that comes with age, that comes with experience. It comes also from people fucking you over all the time. And once you get fucked over all the time, that's going to want to make you surround yourself around people with good character and good morals and have integrity. So, and then what that should do with you is change you to where you become a person with a high integrity. So, um, ask yourself this: would you want to tell someone? Would you want someone to tell you if they were going to do something they didn't do it, but you're that kind of person? I don't think you would. So that overall covers your the character, integrity, your morals, all of that covers the inside of your being and who you are. So you want to be the kind of person that when people see you, they know this is a person of good morals.
Yeah, I agree, Damien. I think when it comes to so I was looking in your book, Damien.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, guys, and this is in the book. So it's really important to get this into a young man's hand or a young girl's hand and start teaching them about integrity, why it's important to have integrity. And I think one of the things you said in the book, Damien, is one of the things that is the problem of today's world is that we have lost integrity, right?
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, there's a lot of people that just don't have that value in their life.
Mm-mm.
So if you're somebody out there, listen, work on keeping your word on what you're going to say and what you're going to do because it's going to go a long ways with somebody. And you may not, maybe you've been going years and years and years and years, and you're always late, you don't keep your word. Listen, today's a new day. You can change that, and you'd be amazed at what the effect it will make on somebody if you would just take the time to say, you know what, some good things is maybe, not everyone's a good schedule person, Damien,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
So, you know, don't leave the house the last 5 minutes. Try and know you got to be there, and you're going to be late. Schedule your time ahead so that if something comes up, construction, right,
Mm-hmm.
or something along the line, you'll be able to be there on time. And you'd be amazed if you just leave 15 more minutes earlier, it would make a big difference, Damien.
Yeah, and let me say something. The people that I'm around right now have high morals and good integrity. And when I see other people that don't possess those qualities, I'm looking. I'll just sit there and I'll just look at that person, and I'm like, do they still make you? Because I'm not around people like that anymore. So, I mean, the people that I'm around are loyal, have integrity, they have good morals. And when I see other people that aren't like that, I'm kind of like, do they still make people? So I have to remind myself that there are still those people like that.
Yes, I think, Damien, a lot of it too is, our kids watch what we
Right,
do,
right.
right? If we're
Mm-hmm,
late to everything, guess what they're going to do? They're going to think, oh, well, it's okay for me to be late.
mm-hmm,
Mom, dad, they're always late, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then the bad part about it, Damien, is that people laugh about it,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
know people, and they just like crack a joke. Oh, she's always late,
Right,
right?
right, right, right. And ladies, let me tell you this: if you meet a man and this man is of good character, and for whatever reason you don't keep your word on something, and you're not honest, you're not dependable. If that man as has great character and has high morals about himself, he's gonna cut your ass loose. He ain't gonna deal with that. No man with those kind of characteristics would deal with that from any woman, especially a high valued man. Don't want to deal with that because, uh, uh, you know, those people are used to being around professional people that are business minded and that are around, corporate executives, CEOs, CFOs, people like that, to where in their business they have to conduct their manner a certain way, or else they won't get the investors. They won't get uh, the other business opportunities that they probably normally wouldn't get if they didn't have good integrity. People like that, you run across a man like that, and that's one of your shortcomings, it ain't gonna work. So, and I think the problem with dating nowadays, I think a lot of it's men and women, integrity. Real, it's integrity, integrity, integrity. You not keeping your word and being honest. And I truly believe that's why a lot of relationships, marriages, and things like that fail, because somebody has lost their morals and their ethics in a relationship. Point blank, point blank. Whether it's them getting too uncomfortable, and I mean, it's just not going to work. You have to be with someone that has good character and a great deal of integrity. Don't you want a mate that that if you call him, more than likely, for whatever it is, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, baby, I got you, I got you, I got you. When do you need it? Oh, I need an hour," and he has it for you right there in an hour. Or if he doesn't have it for you right there in an hour, he's gonna tell you. He's gonna at least let you know why he can't do it. So it's not that person not doing something for you. It's the point, if that person can't do it, let you know. Don't leave you hanging. Don't just leave you hanging by not, simply giving a text message or a call, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't," at least let them know. Don't just leave a person hanging, not answering the phone and sending them the voicemail, doing shit like that, man. That's played. And a lot of, I talk to a lot of people, they're in relationships like that, and I'm kind of like, man, I don't try to tell them to leave, but I always tell them this: it's not gonna work. I say, especially if you are a person with good character and high morals, and she doesn't have it, it's not gonna work. Plain
Well,
and simple.
and I think you wrote something in your book here, Damien, that it weakens the foundation.
It weakens the foundation.
Listen, when you are starting to date someone, guys, you are building a foundation with that person. When you're dating them and you go on 2, 3 dates, a month in, a month out, whatever it might be, you're building a foundation with that person, and they are watching to say, does this person have the
Right.
ability to say what they're going to do and then deliver on it,
Right.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So you need to really think about that when you're in the dating world, and you don't even have to be in your dating world. It can interrupt marriages. Like, you can be in a place where you just take that person for granted, Damien,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so realize, if you're going to be jumping out there, ladies, men, you are building a foundation with that person, and they need to know that. Listen, because if you do it in the beginning, they're saying, well, they're going to do it 2, 3 months down the road,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you may have somebody. Now here's the other side of it too, Damien. Is, what if you have kids and they don't have any kids, or vice versa? right?
Mhm.
And and you said something in your book. You said don't settle on your character,
You're right.
right?
Right.
So don't allow someone to pull or you be pulled by somebody else and say, well, that's just a little flaw they have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's just a little flaw. I'll let that slide.
Right?
Yeah.
We do that all the time. We let the little things go, guys, and it's a massive. You're gonna down the road. You're gonna be like, man, why didn't I say something from the very beginning?
Right, because that's a serious flaw.
Yes. So, so let me ask you, Damien. I mean, do you think that the ability, you were talking about the CEO, the corporate person, right? Then let's say that person is never, like yourself, right? You grew
Mm-hmm,
up
mm-hmm,
and you didn't realize how important it was, right?
mm-hmm.
So, do you think it's possible that that person could change
Yeah.
meeting that CEO and
Mm-hmm.
say, man, uh, I think if I have any shot, I better change?
Most definitely. I've met quite a few people like that. I was, I, this was many years ago, and this was when I had changed, my path, my thinking, my values. Um, I remember I was at I was at a business meeting, and so I was going to sit at this table with this group, and then I saw who was at the table, the group. I was like, oh no, 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 I can't sit with them. And one of my associates, she's like, why, Damien? I said, because of the level of intellect and integrity. I cannot sit with these people. I knew the kind of people they were, and these were people that should have learned these life lessons a long time ago. But when you grow to that stage to where you're kind of a zero tolerance, and you run a tight ship type of person, and you don't like to deal with the okey doke, you tend to surround yourself around people that are like you, and you can spot out those people just like that aren't like you. That's very important. So, but I know people can change, but they need to change the people that they're in direct connection with, and move towards those other people that have all those qualities and values that they want to possess one day. That's very important, because you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have to learn from someone, and you're going to have to learn from them, not them.
Right, right.
Because those people aren't dependable. Those people will sell you out.
Yes, they will.
They'll snitch on you.
Right.
And these people right here, they're really, stand up type of people. So they'll tell you like it is. They'll lay it out on the table for you. There's no red flags. They're gonna be honest with you. With this group right here, lollygagging, yeah, you can grow. Yeah, you can definitely grow out of it, but you got to be around those people that have those qualities. Like I said, you want to be around those people that have that their word is bond. They have very strong intellect, they have good character, and they have good moral and ethical qualities. Okay, we don't have people like that. Too many people like that anymore. And as you get older, of course, we make mistakes when we're younger, but as you get older, you're supposed to develop those qualities. You're supposed to be, upgrading in your life. And once you're upgrading your life and you're moving up the corporate ladder, then you meet those people.
Right, right,
You're,
right.
you're you just now you begin to meet your peers, and then you'll learn from them by the way they talk, the way they carry themselves, by the way they interact with other people. They lead by example.
Right,
So
right.
you want to follow those people. You understand what I'm saying? Not those people, but these people. These people are dependable. These people aren't.
Well, I think it's a very important thing, Damien, and when it comes to integrity, that that people realize that you can go a long time with a lot of bad habits, a lot of lack of committing to things, keeping your word, and then you have a cycle, right,
Right.
in your life, and you wonder why do I lose so many friends,
Right.
right?
Right.
Why does no one want to hang out with me,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
Because you don't realize what you're doing is really affecting your friendships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And you have there's family members, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it doesn't matter if they're family or not. They have poor integrity.
Right.
But you say, "Oh, he's my brother and my sister, so hey,
No.
we're close,
No.
right?"
Yeah. No.
And then you don't realize that here's the other thing, Damien. You will lose opportunities in life
Yes.
because of bad integrity.
Yes.
A lot of them.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And you know, it's integrity. Okay, the person, the individual, has to want to be the kind of person that possesses those qualities. Okay, because there are a lot of chicken shit people out here, and you are gonna want to be the person that's gonna be the opposite. And like I said, man, birds of a feather flock together. That's so true. You know, the people, some of the people that I was around with years and years and years ago, they didn't know anything about integrity and keeping your word and things like that. And then as I got older, I realized, I said, well, these people, they're not setting a good example. I said,
Right, 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 right.
this isn't the right way to do things. And as I got older, man, I got around. I was blessed enough to be around people that had those qualities. So those qualities got ingrained in me. And so once those qualities were ingrained in me, I knew what qualities to look for in other people.
Yeah,
And anybody that knows me, they'll tell you, look, Damien, if you if you leave him hanging and you told him you're going to do something, I cut you off point blank, because that shows me who you are. You don't want to be around people like that. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to be around people like that. There are some good people out there with good qualities. They're harder to find, but when you find them, hold on to them, because a person that doesn't have any morals or any kind of integrity, hanging out, being with them, you end up somewhere locked up in jail somewhere. I mean, then you riding around in a car, and they've got an ounce of dope, and you get pulled over and you didn't know that they had it, but the police don't care. They take both of y'all to jail. That's an integrity issue on your friend's behalf. He didn't tell you. I mean, things like that. That's being dishonest. So now you got both of us in a trick bag. So there are people like that. You want to separate yourself from people like that, and that's one of my main coaching, is how to find and deal with people with integrity, because nowadays it's so hard to find.
well, let me tell you what, Damien. Let me tell you what. I don't mess around. I mean, I get very serious with people.
Right.
Like I don't have my room for people with no integrity is zero,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Let me tell you, mainly, Damien, because I've realized that a lot of people will waste your time with bad integrity,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
Mama Bear said, "Hey, she looked at a definition,
A definition of foundation.
foundation."
I see a construction site. Proverbs 14:1 speaks of wise women building houses. Ladies, it's important to build. Yes, ladies, it's important to build.
Yes, and anything that you're tearing apart, and you may not realize it, but you are actually tearing that person's integrity down when you yourself, I use this for example. Let's say, Damien, that uh, you're my friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I call you and I say, Damien, we got a massive contract tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now we got to be there at 3 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you call me and you say, "Oh, I'm just now getting my hair done," right?
Mm-hmm.
You're still at the barber shop, right?
Right, right.
Now, what did that cost me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I was counting on you to be there, right?
Right,
It's a massive contract.
right, right,
Now I just lost the contract because of what? Your integrity,
right,
right?
right.
So I'm a big one. You can lose a lot of opportunities. I think a lot of people lose a lot of opportunities,
And,
Damien.
and just let me say this: that will never happen because I'm not the kind of person.
Well, yeah, yeah. This is an example, guys. Listen, Mr. Damien here with great integrity, number one. Listen, and I'm using this because, guys, in real life, we lose a lot of opportunities because we hold on to people that have no integrity at all, right? Like, you have to realize sometimes in life you get one shot at something. One. And if you lose that one opportunity, right? So you really need to know that person, if you are building something, you need to know that that person's on board with great integrity because they are going to be a part of your building process, Damien,
Right,
right?
right, right. And men, before you get married, well, y'all know how I feel about marriage, but before you get married, make sure that woman has a high level of integrity, honest, trustworthy, keeps her word. If you don't have a woman like that, hate to tell you, it's gonna be a long road for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to be in trouble, Damien. I mean, serious trouble, right? Like you guys, you really need to know that. Listen, that person that you're dating, you have to know, and you have to be bold enough to say, listen, one of the values I value is being on time, right? Like you need to let them know this is something I value.
Yeah.
Don't assume that everybody believes in being on time because they don't. Let's see what Latricia here. Latricia says, Damien,
We wasn't taught that as children. So yes, people can change and apply it to life once you've learned what it truly means. You learn integrity, love teaches you. That saying, treat people the way you want to be treated, is the way I live my life. I wasn't taught it, but I truly teach my children they are never too young to learn. Yeah, Latricia, you're right. You're right. Some of our relatives, you know, a lot of our relatives don't have it. They say they have it, but they don't have it. And so we grow up being raised that way. And so, like I said, we develop our parents, aunts, uncles, we develop their values.
yes,
And a lot of them, be honest, ain't worth a shit. And so we have to unlearn everything that they taught us. Okay. And this is where it goes back into reinventing yourself. Everyone, you can reinvent yourself. Just because you're this person right now does not mean you have to be this person tomorrow. That's where it goes into reinventing yourself. When you're raised, however raised with your family, you leave, you go off to college, whatever the case may be, you weren't raised right, you have to reinvent yourself. And what I tell people is to surround yourself around people that are like-minded, that have a future. They want to have a future, and they have goals, dreams, and have a purpose in life. Okay, and that they possess different levels of integrity. Okay, all of that. Personally, in my personal opinion, I know that back when I was in high school, That did exist. As I got to college, is when I really started learning, um, morals, character, integrity, all those things. So, and a lot of people. That's why a lot of people join frats and sororities, things like that. They teach that. But you when you're in college, you surround yourself around those people, like I said, that are like minded, and you pick and choose the people that you want to be with. But like I said, like in my college days, I was fortunate enough to meet some good people that thought the way I did. So and they were good people of integrity. They were good character, everything like that. I think that starts in college. That starts in college. Didn't start at home, because it depends on what kind of home life you have. That's why I say it starts when you get away from family. And so, like, I give you an example. What's her name? Latricia. Latricia. I give you an example. Like with my family, all of my relatives are educated, right? They have the worst fucking integrity of people that I've ever known. And they want to make it seem like they do, but they don't. They're not dependable. So when it comes to relatives, I push them to the side because they like to play mind games and things like that. It's when you get outside of that, when you meet your peers, when you start your careers, college, things like that's when you really, really find out who you are, and you have to reinvent yourself to become the person you want to become, and not what they want you to become, but what you want to become. And everything negative that was passed along from your family, let it go and reinvent yourself and become a person of good character.
Well, I mean, I have my, I mean, I have my theories. I think, listen, by the time you become an adult, if you have not got integrity down, then normally I can always go back and say, listen, they have picked up these bad habits somewhere along the line, right? Now, some people, now this is just me being their truth. Some people are not ever going to change their integrity. So you have to make that choice to change your integrity in spite of if everybody else doesn't change their integrity. Because it's very difficult for people to convince. I don't convince anyone, Damien.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not here to convince anyone or make anyone believe any. Listen, you have to make that choice for yourself. That's why I believe, Latricia, I think I'm glad to see that that's something that you are instilling into your children, because that's something they are going to take for into their lifehood. I would say if someone said, "Where, Alex? Where did you get your integrity?" Right? Listen, all of my integrity that I've learned in my whole life has been by mentors. They have taught me the importance of integrity, because at the end of the day, when I watched other people climb, be successful, I was watching their integrity, their character, their values, their morals, right? And so I think that it is something that is very important to teach into our kids, because they will take that into their adulthood.
Right. Right. And truth be told, if if there's a father around, there's a son. That's something that the father is supposed to teach the son, assuming that the father is a man of integrity. So, is that?
It said, Latricia said, it took me last year to learn. I don't have to live on their values, and you know what?
That was the hardest thing I had to do in life. Yeah, Latricia. Hey, you know what? You're not the only one that's had to let go of family values because how can I say this without being crude by family? You- Everybody's family is different, but they will. Uh, okay, if you have a purpose, if you have something they want to do, something that you want to do, family's real bad about persuading you to do something else, and they try to you know guide your life, so called. They
Yes,
try
yes,
to,
yes.
and you're your own person, and I tell people, look, it's your life. I stopped listening to my relatives, man, when I was 22. And I think family means well, but what they don't understand is that everybody's different. Not everybody wants to work a job for 20 and 30 years and then try to get a retirement from that. Nobody, there are people that want to start their own businesses and become entrepreneurs. Not everybody wants to work in a factory 35, 40 years like you did and draw retirement. No, not everybody wants to do that. And so a lot of times family wants us to follow in their footsteps. But what they don't understand is the generational change. Society changes. So just because they did something back in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s doesn't mean that it's the proper timing in today's world to do the same thing that they did. We have to go on our own journey, point blank, because they, oh man, and you have those relatives that mean well. They mean well, but you're gonna have to, like I said, this is where it comes to you being your own person. You're gonna have to go out and do your own thing and not listen to what family has to say. I'm a true believer of that. It's your life. You have to live it. So why you want to live what they trying to tell you to live?
Well, so this is, Mama Bear said, "Amen." She said, I had a, identity crisis, a severe identity crisis. I lived my life through someone else's lens for years and years. Listen, I would say that, listen, you are, Stephanie, listen, you are absolutely not the only person that tried to live a life based off someone else's expectations. This is why this is dangerous, to not know who you are as an individual, because some people will place something on you and think that if you are not up to their level into what they think you should be, then you are rejecting them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're not, you have to understand there has to be a place in your time in your life where you have to look at yourself and look at what the purpose is on your life. Not the purpose of what your family thinks you should be, but the purpose that you have for your own life. This is, and I'm going to say this, Damien, this is just biblically, I mean, this is why I believe, listen, why most marriages fall apart, because too many family members try to intervene in a marriage, in a family unit that is none of their business,
Mm-hmm.
right? It is not their business what you and your husband or how you raise your kids. And if it doesn't live up to their way, then you have to make a real choice to cut them off. Period. You got to, because you'll drag their opinion, their thoughts of you, and it will weigh you down as an individual.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't miss the broadcast. Well, Latricia, we're glad you didn't miss the broadcast either.
Latricia, have you bought my book yet?
So if you get an opportunity, Latricia, this would be a great book for you to pick up. We'll put a link on it before we close out the broadcast so that you can have the opportunity to go. Everything we've talked about is in the book. And so I tell everybody, listen, this is a must, not just for young men, but for women and of all walks of life. And so this is why I wanted to bring Damien on, is actually to bring these issues, these conversations out, because these are things that we don't talk about on an everyday basis. And and let me say this as well. There's going to be a point when you cut your family off. Now, some people may look at it like, "Oh, that's cold, that's hard." But there, you have to understand something, that when you make that decision to do that, you have to live with that decision and lift your head up and don't allow guilt or shame to put you into a corner. You have to be able to rise above it and say, listen, I'm making something for myself, my family, my husband, my kids. And if nobody understands that, then so be it. And you have to be able to move on. But family does a good job trying to put you into a corner of condemnation or judgment or shame. So don't allow anyone ever, even if it's your own family, Damien, to put you into those categories in your own life. Yeah, so Latricia, I went ahead and you can get, let me go ahead and bring that link up for you real quick so that you can actually go and if you are interested, TikTok, Facebook, or whatever you're listening to, YouTube, if you are interested in getting this book, The Game Advice, Dawn of the Prodigy, Volume 1, Guide for Self-Improvement. Listen, you can go and literally, if you want to do a digital download or if you want a hard copy, you can actually go on there and purchase that today. So we're just glad that you guys jumped on. Damien, I think this has been really, I mean, very powerful about integrity, right?
Yeah, man, listen, integrity is something that you don't play around with when it comes to you and your dealings with other people. Because I'm a true believer in cutting people off that don't keep their word. I'm a true believer in that.
Well,
So,
that's I told that that's why I don't have any friends, Damien. I
right,
mean,
right.
because I don't. Listen, life is short.
Short,
It's short.
short.
I don't care if you're a person out there listening tonight and you're struggling. If you should maybe go do what in the instance of maybe you're a person, you're like, I don't know if I want to go to college. I don't know if I'm cut out to go to college. And that's a pressure that you've had on from your family members. Listen, there are plenty of successful people who are either entrepreneurs that have started something and made something great out of their life, Damien.
Hmm.
So don't let anyone tell you what track you should be on.
Hmm.
You have to go into prayer. I would say go into prayer, pray about it. And then, allow people, yourself, allow people to make they're going to make their own judgments anyway, Damien,
Yeah.
right? So at the end of the day, don't carry that away around. What else you got, Damien? I mean, there's this is.
Yeah. I've had some unfortunate
I
situations
gotta get a drink,
to
but go
where
ahead.
I Yeah, because I had some integrity issues when I was younger, but I got suckered out of that quick. So you just want to be the kind of person that's steadfast, that a person that when people see you, they know that you have good morals and that you're a standout kind of person. When people see you, you want to be that kind of person. You don't want to be that kind of person to where they see you come and be like, "Oh, here comes Cynthia." You don't know. That's not good. That means your reputation's bad. So to develop a good reputation, you need to have integrity. You need to possess good character, morals, and you need to be a person that's dependable and honest. So that's the only way to. I mean, and truth be told, what it comes down to, this is what it all boils down to. It boils down to doing the right thing.
That's very well said, Damien. Doing the right thing. And so I think that's probably the most important thing to realize is that integrity can affect your life. It can affect the life of others. And you need to know that, listen, you have to make that choice. What type of integrity are you going to leave behind? And if you're a person that maybe you struggle and you said, listen, I want to change, I want to do better. I don't want to be this type of person anymore. Today is a new day. You can get up tomorrow and start a fresh new page, Damien, and say, I'm going to change my character and my integrity.
And the first way you do that is to buy my book and read it. It'll teach you how to do that.
Yes. So, guys, listen. Again, we want to thank you guys for jumping on. And we'd like to thank our sponsor again, uh, the Social Butterfly. Listen, guys, if you are a small business or you are just a medium sized business and you would like to get yourself started with a brand or you have no idea where to get started, maybe you're lacking on social media and you don't know where to start, listen, the Social Butterfly is going to help you with the branding that you need. Maybe you're not real good in saying, listen, I've I've tried this before and it just turned out horrible. Listen, take the time, guys. You only get one shot to make a good impression, Damien. Right?
One shot.
One shot. So make it count. So again, we want to thank our sponsor, the Social Butterfly. Damien, I'm just glad that you wrote this in your book. I think it's a very important thing that we have lost in today's world, and I think it's something that we have to really instill into our next future of our children.
It is because that's very important in relationships. Your integrity.
And not just in relationships in the aspects of dating, relationships all together, guys. Your relationships with your boss, relationships with your neighbor, your friends, your family, etc., etc. It affects everything around you. So, Damien, is there anything else you want to add before we?
Guys, don't forget, go to our YouTube and subscribe to Dating with the Bear. We need to and share it. Once you describe, share it to everybody. Let everybody know about it. It's very important. We really appreciate that if you did that.
And listen, let me make sure you guys, if you guys would like to donate today, or you would like to be a blessing with Dating with the Bear, we would greatly appreciate it. Listen, we know in today's world, listen, donating to various different places You don't know where it's going to go. But I promise you guys, listen, with my character and my value as a bear, I'm going to tell you that every cent, every dollar is going to go back into the network, into Dating with the Bear, and we have a big vision. And so the only way that we can get there is by a donation, but never be forced to give. Listen, never be forced to live. Always be led to give. And when you be led to give, you'll feel a lot better about it. So again, guys, thank you again. We'll see you guys same time, same place next Monday. And we will, let's see, what are we going into next Monday, Dan?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you guys have to stop by to see what we're going to be talking about next Monday then. All right. God bless you guys. We'll talk to you soon.